Hello, and welcome to a review of a show that is really best rom-com this year, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. Okay, now, earlier, I have been saying Rentarou is the GOAT when it comes to heroines, and I'm standing by it. Now, he may not be like Basada for sheer amount of testament, kissing all the girls with the fan service vibe, or to Love-Ru, Rito folk to Love-Ru, or Issei from High School DxD. Rentarou is very special. He is very kind. This guy will take a bullet for them. He will do everything in his power to make a character love this guy. Now, I want to present someone here because this is special. Because this is a special episode. I got to talk about this. You see her? Sumi from Rent a Girlfriend. And I also want to show y'all this, because this is something I have in my keychains. Look at this. Hinata Hyuga, #1 waifu, and Sumi in my top 5 waifus. Now, the reason I brought these two up, because it's this. The yanderes. In the world of anime, everybody, I get it. Everybody has their taste in anime. I get it. The yanderes of the world, the tsunderes of the world, those two are just overrated hypes in terms of the deres in anime. But with the with the yanderes, it's so hard to find love interest for them because people don't like them because they're shy. People don't like them because they don't talk. And characters like them, I like them because they're developing in a way to communicate with other people. The Hinata Hyugas of the world, the Komi from Komi Can Communicate of the world, Sumi from Rent a Girlfriend of the world. Everybody who's so shy, it's called developing. They developed in their ways to show everybody, like you guys, why they're the best. And like this episode, Shizuka fits the bill. And if I was back in those high school days and I see her, I will put her as #1. I mean, I can't do it now, but kind of weird. But my point is, we got the debut of Shizuka, and this covers everything in chapter 3, which I like. So without further ado, let's get right to it with the review of the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. Okay, now, this episode of the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, I keep saying that because it's so catchy, who really loves you, introduces Shizuka. Now, Shizuka in her name means quiet. Her last name means likes books. So you kind of, it makes sense. Now, this episode focuses on, I'm glad they did this, because it's focusing on her and relatable to a fantasy. Like, oh, the shy princess has not found any love, and being saved by a middle-class knight who will do everything for the princess. And that's what this was. Now, Shizuka she may not talk, but she communicates through books. And by books, I'm talking about like this, for example. Like, this is just a notepad. But if you go by like an example, she opens a book and just read it like points of sentences. When she's like, I enjoy this, people love this and that. She does that kind of things. But it's a growth that Shizuka's going through, and I get it. And then, she's very knowledgeable when it comes to books. Like, she brought in a lot of books in terms of romance to Rentarou. And Rentarou loves this. In fact, she even gives Rentarou the book that she's been reading, and he read it all through the night. He read it, and he's looking forward for volume 2. Now, Shizuka, this hits me when I watched this. Like, I knew this was coming because I read this, but it's sad. It's a sad backstory for Shizuka. Like, it's so sad. Like, what? Actually, let me get to that. So, Rentarou hasn't seen Shizuka for 3 days. Because of Shizuka's ability to communicate people through books, it's very hard for a shy girl like herself to in terms of development. I'll give you an example. Take a look at Sumi from Rent a Girlfriend. Sumi at the time in season 1 was a shy, timid girl. Very shy. But as time goes on in every season of Rent a Girlfriend and in the manga, Sumi's communication has been developing. I'm looking at Shizuka and she's the exact same thing in terms of developing. Now, when she saw Rentarou talking to those two girls, our first two girls, she started having these flashbacks. And these flashbacks hurts me more. When she was in middle school, they call her a creepy girl because she communicates through books. And then this happens. Abusive. She gets abused by her mother, telling her, I raised a stupid child. Telling Shizuka, speak. Why are you communicating through a book? Speak, damn it, speak. I hate characters who abuse their child. I hate that. Go watch Erase. Erase is the perfect example in my mind just now. Erase is the perfect example. And she trying to talk, but it's just hard to talk about that scene because again, the mom smacked her and she trying to tell her to speak. Damn it, speak. And I really hate that. I really hate that scene, guys. I'm sorry. But going back to what I said, I mean, now, she knows that Rentarou's already in a relationship, so she feel like she feel weak. She felt like she doesn't have the courage to speak up. But Rentarou, like I said, Rentarou has a freaking big heart. He loves Shizuka. He will do whatever he can for her. So what he decides to do is this. And this is why he spent 3 days. This is why I like this guy. This is why he's one of the goats of harem. It's like having the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's the Thanos. And all these gauntlet rings are, all these gauntlets are his, like, surpass the harems. But anyway, Rentarou made an app for Shizuka to read. He spent the entire book. He read everything in the book, texting everything. He did it manually. He did it manually, guys. That's how freaking... He spent 3 days manually texting every word in the book for Shizuka to talk. That's an upgrade. It went from a book. It went from communicating to a book to communicating through text. And that's a start. I mean, again, Sumi, Best Girl and Rent a Girlfriend, did that. Because remember, if you go to Rent a Girlfriend, she communicated through Shizuka and Kazuya with text. So, in the writing of the sand. But my point is, she is developing. That is a sign of develop. She is getting there. And then when she said, I love you, oh my God. Even though he has 2 girlfriends, he still likes her regardless. And the best thing about this is that this is why I like the Rentarou. He's the best MC. This guy just don't want to break people's hearts. And because of that, now he got 3 girlfriends, and with 97 left, with 3 girlfriends, he had 97 left to get. This guy is, he doesn't want to break their hearts. And I love the comedy that it went from. It's going from like a love triangle to a love rectangle. And then you're going from a hexagon to a pentagon and an octagon and all those other gons. He is doing it. Yo, you can't hate Rentarou for what he does. Now, overall though, I like this episode. This was a great episode. Because they took something that is like, the first 2 episodes was funny. The first 2 episodes of The 100 Girlfriends were funny and it had a lot of references. I get all of that. But this episode kind of dived in to what a backstory is supposed to be in terms of a character. We want to know what makes the character who they are and why they're like this. And Shizuka fits the bill. I mean, going through rough patch in middle school with people around her in school and her abusive mom, it's very hard to say that. Now, if you want to see that, I hate to say this, but if you guys want to see that chapter with Shizuka and her mom, go to chapter 134, 135 and tell me what you think. But other than that, they took something that is a harem anime, that is a rom-com, by the way, and makes it into a story that you got to cry about. You have to feel so sad for Shizuka going through so much in her life, being a quiet, shy girl. And I'm defending all the shy girls in anime because, again, people don't like the shy girls because they don't talk, they don't communicate, they have different ways of communicating with people, but they don't like them because they don't talk. And that's the main thing that's bothering people in anime. Oh, they don't like her because she don't talk. So what? It's all about personality. It's all about developing. It takes time to develop. You think Sumi didn't? You think Sumi in the first episode of Rent a Girlfriend developed? I believe so. She stepped up, and from the last 3 seasons, she talked. Hinata Hyuga, my waifu of all time. Hinata stepped up, because if you go back to from Naruto and Shippuden all the way up, she has been talking. She went from a shy girl to stepping up her plate and talking more. So to me, characters like her, characters like Komi, characters like Sumi, every shy girl, every Dandere has been so shy they stepped up their plate and developed it. So when I look at this episode and I see Shizuka backstory going to be sad through communicating through books all her life, and from upgrading from a book to a text, this is a way of saying she is arguing. You cannot make an argument. She is a top 5 girl. Now I'll be honest. Of all the girls that I've been reading in the 100 Girlfriends, I ain't gonna tell you how much he has. But after all the girls he has so far in the manga, compared to this one, compared to Shizuka, I have Shizuka in the top 3. No question about it. There's other girls you have to see to believe it, but I'm gonna let that slide. But other than that, this was a really good episode. Again, characters like her, you want to know why they like this, and they took something that is a harem rom-com and makes it to a story that we need to know why they like this, and that was great. Now, with 3 girlfriends he has, the harem is on the rise. So for all you 2 Love Ru fans, High School DxD fans, and the Shimano Testament and the Trinity Sevens, all the other harem that we have loved, get ready for the Roddy life because Rentarou is stepping up. So I look forward for next week's episode of the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, Really Love You, and I'm sure you will.